know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
Yo, everybody, welcome to Phin-Addict Fury's channel. This is LG shaking the panel. You know how we do, man. It's Wednesday, it's 7 p.m. You know what we are doing. Listen, I got some big news for the channel, for myself, for Dolphins Nation, for YouTube Dolphins Nation. That's coming soon, so stay tuned. You might not hear about it today, but you are going to hear about it soon. These Wednesday nights, guys, are about to get crazy. These Wednesday nights are about to start at 7 on LG shaking the panel. And these nights are about to go late night, okay? Because we got some stuff coming, some big stuff. A bunch of us YouTubers are getting together. We're building something I just spoke to my man Gio last night. I just spoke to my man Chris last night. We got stuff brewing in Dolphins Nation, man. So this is going to be a really, really fun season. I hope you guys enjoy the little layout I got. I put a little effort into it, you know what I mean? I'm starting to get better at this internet, you know, graphic stuff. And I'm starting to put more effort into it because you know why? You guys are showing so much love. You guys are in here every week. We are in here talking in the chats. We are going back and forth. We are chopping it up about Miami Dolphins football. And for that reason, I'm putting more effort into the channel itself so that you guys have a better viewer experience, so that things are just, you know, more put together and just the branding is better. So we're going to keep doing that. By the way, we have surpassed 1,000 subscribers, and that's thanks to all of you, Fury fam. We have passed 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank each and every one of you who is engaged, who is here all the time, who reaches out, who tells your friends to hop on the channel, who's in here engaging and making the channel what it is, commenting, talking. It's because of you that we surpassed 1,000. This show, guys, this show tonight is going to put us over the 4,000 threshold. I already did the research. So we are going to be YouTube partners very soon. Fury fam is going to be on the map. And that's not just me, but that's Shake, that's G, that's all of you, that's Cap, that's everybody, man. That's Bleezy, that's Greg, that's Scott. All right, you already know that's King Mill, man. I mean, the day ones, we are gonna be YouTube partners on this channel. So the sky's the limit with this channel. By the way, like Shake came to me. Shake just been on here just giving his all the time since I was on TD's channel. And shout out to TD because he helped put me on the map too. I'd be remiss if I don't mention TD, since TD's the reason that I even got to this threshold, a big part of the reason. Because he recognized the skill. But then Shake comes on, Greg comes on. Now Shake has ideas. Shake's on the show shaking it up, might I add. So this channel, the sky's the limit. You got an idea, you want to do something on Phin-Addict Fury, man, this is a democratic, open source channel. This is the people's channel. You want to discuss things, you have a good idea, anybody with a good idea, I will put on. So we got the sky's the limit for this channel. But listen, and Cap, you know what I'm saying? Caps, you show out every time, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. But I want to talk about the Miami Dolphins, bro. I want to talk about what's going on. I want to talk about this scrimmage that I saw. And I'm going to bring Shake on in a few minutes. But I want to talk about the scrimmage, bro. I got to be honest with you. I was underwhelmed. I was disappointed in the last scrimmage. Now, I'm not going to overreact and jump off the deep end because at the end of the day, guys, like, it's preseason. They're trying out different things. They're keeping it vanilla, all that. But at the same time, I'm not going to ignore what I saw. And what I saw from the Miami Dolphins in this scrimmage wasn't anything amazing, to be honest with you. I actually thought that the offensive innovation I saw against the Bucs, where we were scheming guys open, was lacking in the last preseason game. I thought it was lacking quite a bit, quite frankly. And so Tua, because everybody's waiting for Tua, right? And when the last week we talked about, well, what do we want to see from Tua, right? What do we want to see in the preseason game? We all said, hey, we want to see Tua. We want to see Tua play a couple series. We want to see if he's come along. We want to see how he does in this offense. I'll say right now, Tua didn't do anything great. Tua didn't do anything bad. Tua was just Tua. I didn't see like, oh shit, like Tua leaped off the page. Tua's going to turn his game on. He's about to be elite. I didn't see, oh, Tua sucks. Tua can't make decisions. I saw Tua. Made a couple decent throws. Couple checkdowns, couple mid-range, middle-of-the-field throws. I didn't see anything one way or the other to encourage me or disappoint me about Tua. But I saw an offensive line that did not look very good. Now, we know by all accounts, by every account. C. Hoffel, what's up, bro? Welcome to the channel, man. Man, everybody, by the way, make sure you smash subscribe or smash like if you're on here, man. I love having everybody here. It's Fury fan, man. You know what we do. And the panel's about to get lit. But I'm going to say my piece first because that's what I do. You know, the O-line, by all accounts, the O-line coach is good. By all accounts, they're trying to do what they're supposed to do to get the O-line up to par. But the O-line looked terrible. And let's not act like the O-line just started looking terrible last Saturday because the weekend before, they did okay on pass protection. But they were not doing too good in run blocking. And now this week, they didn't look good in run blocking or pass protection. And I'm not knocking the O-line coach, but what I am going to say is I know Hill was out. I know Waddle wasn't playing. So you can't judge a lot in preseason, but that's all we got to talk about today. And another thing that concerns me while watching this offense, which didn't look particularly good, was the reason that McDaniel won me over as a coach. He won me over because I was skeptical about him, right? Because you got to be skeptical as a Miami Dolphins fan this day and age with Stephen Ross running the team. You've got to be skeptical because he's consistently gone after these offensive quarterback gurus who are a little bit academic. I mean, let's face it. I'm a big guy, but they kind of look like me. They got glasses. They're like Poindexters, the intellectuals, which I have nothing against, right? But I have a little bit of an edge, and these guys have a little bit of an edge. McDaniel won me over because in his press conferences early when he got hired, they questioned him about his offensive philosophy and his experience and how his scheme that he learned from the Shanahans would benefit the Miami Dolphins. And the reason that he won me over was because he said, well, listen, I'm not coming into Miami to fit a round peg in a square hole. Unlike a lot of other coaches, I'm not coming here to just implement this system that I'm married to just implement this Mike Shanahan system. In fact, I think my biggest strength in my resume, which I presented to Greer and Ross, was that I can work with the pieces that you give me. I will cater an offense to my pieces, to my playmakers. Now, I know that we've sat on this channel, and this channel and this panel is smart enough to know, because last week we pointed it out, that we think the reason Mike Gesicki is playing so much is because he's probably being marketed to be traded. Now, that has come to fruition this week. The reports are out that we are actively shopping Mike Gesicki. We are open to trade talks. Now, from a purely intellectual, strategic standpoint, I understand why you would shop Mike Gesicki, right? We've said it on this channel every week. Mike Gesicki is going to need a lot of money, but we have Christian Wilkins coming up for a contract in the same year. He doesn't fit the mold of a traditional tight end. He can't block the way a traditional tight end blocks. And so at some point, we're probably going to have to part ways with Mike Gesicki. That's all good. But here's where I'm going with this. Here's my point after this long-winded thing I just went through. There's a reason for my madness here. I didn't like what I saw schematically with the offense last game. And here's the other thing. This is the second week that Mike Gesicki has been out there elongated, which, by the way, if he gets injured, you lose all trade value. That's number one. Number two, McDaniel won me over, as I just said, because he said he could build an offense around his personnel. I understand that Mike Gesicki does not fit the traditional offensive prototype that McDaniel wants on his team. I understand that he likes a more traditional tight end, but I thought he was the guy who would build an offense around his playmakers. If we got Gesicki for 1 year, he's a matchup problem. He's an issue on the perimeter. He's a playmaker. When there have been plays that needed to be made on third down or other downs that we need chunk yardage and an acrobatic highlight reel catch, Mike Gesicki's been that guy. Now, maybe next year, when Mike Gesicki's up for a contract and we have to make tough decisions, which every franchise does, maybe next year we part ways with Mike Gesicki. Maybe we try to trade for him while the market's high. I understand that philosophy too. But it seems to me like what won me over about Mike McDaniel is not panning out. If he can't scheme a way to use Mike Gesicki for a year when he's a playmaker, I'm wondering about whether he truly builds his system around the personnel he has or whether he's like a lot of other coaches and wants to fit his players into his system, and if they don't fit his system, he wants to get rid of them. True Blazer, damn right. You know you heard me on the radio. You heard me on Phin-Addict Fury, baby. What's up? What's up, bro? But listen, that's the deal. I wasn't thrilled with what I saw. Defensively, here's the thing defensively. It looked okay, but you know what else we saw defensively? We saw the team not getting off the field on third down. Now, a lot of that goes to Iggy, bro. I think Iggy's gone. We talked about Iggy last week. I think Iggy's gone, bro. I think Iggy's done. He started last week to see if he could cover. He couldn't cover a damn thing. Most of those burns on third down and whatnot were because of Iggy. So I think Iggy's gone. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that the defense still couldn't get off the field on third down. Now, this is one game. I'm not overreacting because on Phin-Addict Fury fam, you know what we do. We keep it logical. I'm just calling it as I see it. I'm not saying the season's done. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm saying if you're not a little bit concerned by what you saw Saturday, you're not paying attention. You should be a little bit concerned. Let's hope we clean it up. Now, I don't know. The third preseason game these days is only 3 of them. So I don't think that we're going to have a dress rehearsal. I think that was the best we're going to get, and we're not going to have an actual game until the Pats. And I hope we come out swinging. And I hope that O-line is ready to block because they did not look ready last game. And I just don't want to wind up typical lol fins, as people say, LOL fins, lol fins. I don't want to end up like that with the same offensive type guy who gets rid of good players because he can't fit the scheme around him. Offensive line sucks. Defense can't get off the field on third down, and we wind up 9-8, 8-9. We can't do that this year, man. We got to do better than that this year. So I'm hoping we do, man. But I want to bring on Shake, man, and I want to bring on Greg, man, and I want to get to talking, bro. And then I want to bring on the whole panel, man. And I want to get their thoughts on this situation, bro. So, guys, what the hell's up, man? It's been a little bit, man. What's going on? I hope you guys like the layout. I put your names in there, man. This is about to get real, man. This is going to be an every week thing, so I want to do this right. So this is the show, man. I hope you like it, both of you.
I love it, man.
Good,
I appreciate
good.
you good. Part of this.
Hell yeah. So Shake, I'll go to you first, then I'll go to Greg, man. I mean, let's talk to the people. What do you think about what you saw Saturday? Everything I said, any tidbit you want to introduce? I mean, what's your thoughts in general?
All right. Now this is the first time me and you have a little pushback.
Okay.
And that's with this Mike Gesicki. All right, check this out. Mike Gesicki, unfortunately, yeah, I agree with a lot of things you say, but as soon as you put a safety on him or a cornerback on him, he's kiboshed. He's good when you have a linebacker on him, but now defense are smart enough to not put a linebacker on him. They're like, hey man, we gotta. So if he's on the field, they're gonna switch personnel. They're gonna make sure they put a safety on him and make sure they shut him down because he's not a good route runner. And let's face it, this is what I like to say. Being a good route runner for a tight end is like being the tallest dwarf. It don't mean much. So that's what I got to say about Mike Gesicki. I think Durham is a better fit. Go ahead.
No, so I would say I agree with you. Nothing you said is inaccurate. But I would say if you put that safety on him, even if he's covered, he's going to make an acrobatic catch. He's done it before. Even with the guy on him like Lou, he's going to out-athleticize him and catch it. But I hear your point.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, he needs to be like a Heath Miller or one of those safeties that's a security blanket. That's going to be when everything is closed off. He has that short up the seam, short touchdown, which Durham Smythe fits the bill. I think that we should trade Gesicki for a nice, good asset, and I think a proven player versus a draft pick, in my opinion.
Okay. And listen, if we're gonna part ways with him anyway after the year, maybe it's not terrible to shop him now. So I hear your point, Shake, and that was my point about making the playmakers. We'll see how it plays out, but I hear your point. Greg, what's up, brother? What's going on? You were at work last week, and we missed you, but you know, I respect the grind. I respect the hustle. We all got other things we got to do, so I respect that, bro. But what's up, man? What's your thoughts on everything I said and just in general on Saturday's game, brother?
I mean, Gesicki, I love the man, respect the man, but if he at the end of the day he gets traded, I'll miss him. But as long as we get good value for him, it's great. But yeah, I'm worried about the defense, the secondary. Everyone's getting banged up. We need no Igbenogany. He's better than X, man. He's better than X.
Bro, Igbenogany, come on. He can't cover bro, come on. I don't have analogies like Shake, so I tried to come off the cuff, but I failed right there. But he can't cover a damn thing. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Bro, every time we got burned, and it was like, who was that? They're like, well, that's Igbenogany. And I'm like, and JT's like, well, that was Noah, but Noah's trying to work it out. And finally, JT was even like, well, no, Noah's got to learn how to cover. And I'm like, yeah, I think he's done, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Noah is gone. I was just trying to troll and pull a little TD there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Noah Igbenogany, if he gets cut, I mean, I kind of was right because I was upset when we drafted him because there's like, I want to go say 100 players better than Noah Igbenogany at the board, but I'll say realistically like 5 or 10 maybe.
Right. And that's too many to be drafting him and wind up where we did. Let's just face it.
If we got him the third.
Yeah, and I'm not sitting here and dissing Greer like across the board. We've talked about Greer's had some good picks. I just don't think that was one of them. So, and now who knows how much Flores had to do with that because he was very isolation, cornerback, D-back heavy in his philosophy. But either way, I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something else now, and now I'm losing my train of thought on it. Damn it. I forgot now already. But other than Noah, what were your guys' thoughts on what we saw? Oh, I wanted to ask if either of you had gotten an update on Nick Needham, if anybody had.
No, nothing yet.
So that scares me, bro.
I heard he was out and running.
Oh, good. It didn't look that serious, but I don't want him out any. I like Needham, bro, especially in this league with all the wideouts. I like Needham a lot. I think he's a yeah. So I hope he's there for opening day. That's all. So I'm glad, Greg, that you heard that.
Yeah, I think Doug might have said it, but I could be wrong.
Doug knows his shit, bro. So if Doug said it, I trust it. I mean, look, just so we are clear on this channel, if you quote Doug or TD, bro, it's taken as pretty much reliable. Those dudes do their homework. So we could quote Doug and we could quote TD as if they were like professional beat writers, all right? Because in my eyes, they are. So we're gonna go ahead and quote them. What else?
And Reason.
Yeah, Reason too. Now, Reason sometimes very, very positive, but he is reliable. He's reliable. All right, let me hear you guys' thoughts on the game in general, man. I mean, Greg, you elaborate a little. Shake, you got any thoughts on the game other than Noah and other than the Gesicki situation? I mean, what was your general feel for it?
I liked how we were able to move the ball, even though that one safety with Teddy Bridgewater.
That was terrible.
Yeah, but we still moved the ball, and you know what? Guess who whipped on the block? Mike Gesicki.
And good point. Good point, sir. Good damn point.
But anyway, we still move the ball. I think there's some things we need to clean up, but I think we'll be ready for week 1.
But are either of you guys worried about this O-line?
Yeah, a little bit.
And on a good note, I'll let Greg talk after this, but I heard today, because I follow so many people covering, there was not one missed botch snap today in training camp, so that's a positive.
If we can get the snaps good, that's half the battle. But I am a little concerned about the O-line. Greg, I'm going to go to you because you said a little bit. I mean, what's your thoughts on this O-line, bro?
Yeah, I mean, the O-line's been looking bad, but we got to realize it's only preseason, but I don't know. But Terrell Armstead's not playing, and I think that can make a big difference. Connor Williams, the thing, I don't mind him at center. The thing that worries me is if we're in like a 2-minute drill down, like a field goal or whatever, and he has one bad snap, that's going to be upsetting. I would personally go with Terrell Armstead at left tackle, Mr. Connor Williams at left guard, Dieter at center, even though he's not like a good center, but he's a legit center.
He's serviceable, bro. Yeah.
Either Eichenberg or Jackson at right tackle and right guard, and that's your own line. You go with that.
I like
I
that.
forgot Robert Hunt.
And Hunt.
Robert
I was going to
Hunt
say
right guard.
Hunt at one of the guards, no?
Yeah, Robert Hunt at right guard, and then tackle either Eichenberg or Jackson. That's what I would go with.
And I say Eichenberg. I say sit Jackson, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's another one. I know he's making strides, and I think Mountie said it last week, he's making strides. And I'm not saying we give up, but he's another cat where I'm just like, bro, like, either get right or don't. Like, Iggy, man, like, I'm hoping he takes strides, but if he doesn't, he doesn't. Because we really I think we got a starting 5 with him on the bench. That's my opinion with what Greg just said. So, put up or shut up with Jackson, too. It's that time, bro.
And plus, if, let's say, Terrell Armstead gets hurt, you got Eichenberg on the bench. You can slot him at right tackle, move Jackson over to left, or move Connor Williams out. You can mix and match, kind of.
Right. And then Brandon's saying, look, we're facing the Pats D-line week 1. It's going to be something good to see week 1. Cliff D saying, Noah, another Greer bust. What else? Just want to show some love over here. Scott Jackson says this year is already doomed. They should get a second or third for Gesicki to package with our first and second to get a QB battle. So speaking of that, and he's talking about Skyler already. He loves Skyler. He loves him. Scott loves him. Listen, what did you see out of Tua? Positive, negative, nothing. I don't think we saw anything one way or the other. I think Tua looked okay. I don't think he looked bad. I don't think he looked great. I think he just looked like he was executing the offense. What'd you guys think? Did we get any insight whatsoever into Tua Tagovailoa?
Through his progressions more.
You liked him, you said?
He was going through his progressions a little more. Also, today, when he was doing, I'm starting to take notes with the mental notes with the whenever I hear something in press conferences. And today, one of the best glaring notes was that the offensive coordinator told him to call a play to make everybody cheer, and he called the go route. He told Tyreek Hill to do a go route so everybody would get excited. So that's a good sign that he's taking command of the huddle and he's being assertive.
You know what? I like that tidbit, Shakes. That's good news. I didn't know that, and I hope everybody heard that out there, that Tua did that. That does show to me a bit of leadership and a bit of, like, tenacity that I hope we see on the field. He didn't look bad to me, and if you're saying he went through his progressions better, I do think one thing I will say that I saw, it's a small thing, and you only saw it on 1 or 2 plays, to be honest with you. But one thing I saw from Tua that I liked was that I saw him hang in the pocket even when the O-line wasn't doing a great job, was collapsing around him. He kept his eyes downfield. He maneuvered in the pocket, and he delivered downfield. And not that he can't. That's part of his skill set, supposedly. But I thought we finally saw it Saturday on 1 or 2 plays, and I did mentally note that and say, oh, that looked pretty good. So, and then just real quick, we got Phil Montgomery in the chat saying, I don't think Dieter's athletic enough to run center in a 49er-style run attack. He could wreck the whole system. Now, that might be true, Phil, and I'm not disagreeing. But I don't know, looking at this offense, the 2 weeks we've seen it, that they got anybody who can run the 49ers run attack, because it looks like they can't run at all. I'm hoping they gel or McDaniel has something up his sleeve when Armstead comes back, because right now, I'm not saying this to be a dork, but they don't look like they can run the 49ers run offense regardless. But that's just what I'm seeing. I hope they get better. I'm not going to say hope I'm wrong, because I'm not wrong. I'm looking at it, and it ain't working. But I hope they get it turned around. That's what I'd say. But listen, this week, too, I want to try something. We don't know where we're going to put this segment based on how the panels flow and how things go. But because we are a midweek show and because things go on and sometimes the Dolphins is a lot to talk about, but there's not an hour's worth to talk about, I want to try something, and I want the audience to be involved in this too, and then we're going to open it up to the whole panel. But I want to shake it up, bro. That's what we're going to be calling. We're going to be shaking things up. Shake over here has taken it upon himself to figure out, find out and read about some interesting news stories from around the NFL. So when I just say, yo, it's slow in here, let's just shake it up, that's what I'm going to go to Shake to bring up some news stories, and I want you guys to engage. Greg jump in when he goes through them, etc. Then we're going to open up to the panel. Shake, what do you got this week? Let's shake it up, brother.
All right. First, let's start off with the Good Samaritan. Mike Tomlin was riding by and saw 2 high school students fighting, and he stopped. Not only did he stop them, he broke them up, but he took them to training camp, and he took a bunch of youth. And it's on YouTube. They were doing practice running drills and everything with with Najee Harris.
Wait, so in Pittsburgh streets, he just saw somebody in Pittsburgh just fighting, and he brought them to training camp? That's awesome.
Yeah, they were fist fighting, and he stopped the car and broke them up, and made them. He made them whatchamacallit. He made and he said, "Hey, listen, you guys need to relax and come to training camp with me." And he taught them about brotherhood, and I think positive stories like that are getting overlooked. Now, if Mike Tomlin would have slapped one of the kids, we would have seen it all over the freaking news. But because he did something positive, it's crickets. So I thought I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, you know what, Shake? I think with the NFL especially, and we're all NFL fans, every time there's a negative thing with the NFL or with a player, it's always like, oh, what a league full of thugs, a league full of unrowdy people, they can't police themselves. But then something like that, you got a guy in Mike Tomlin who's in Pittsburgh, who's one of the few African-American head coaches in the league right now, who sees this happen, and he has a positive way of approaching it by bringing these kids to training camp, teaching them about the brotherhood, giving them like a perk. Hey, look what I can bring you. Like, there's a bigger world out there than beefing with each other, and putting them through the ringer a little bit with personal training. The NFL has a lot of opportunity. The NFL has a lot of good to do, and the NFL spends a lot of time on community outreach. So that is an interesting story. What else we got shaking up, brother?
All right. Kyler Murray was in the second half of the game was literally calling plays. He was being the OC, the
offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the guy took off his what's the guy's name? Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
The offensive play, and you see him with the little headphones and everything. I think he had one of those Call of Duty. It wasn't an NFL, but it was like one of those Call of Duty things.
Yeah, we got the little mic and everything.
He literally they scored a touchdown play, so he grew up. Touchdown play his first time being an offensive coordinator, which I think is great because now you understand what the play caller is going through. So you can kind of see what you know what I'm saying, how you can help him out, and how you like, okay, why the hell are you doing this? Okay, now I see why you're doing X, Y, and Z. So I think a little cross training. I would like to see that more around the NFL, in my opinion.
That's interesting. And, I got an Arizona Cardinals fan. I don't know why. He's from Jersey, born and raised. He's also a baseball Cardinals fan. I don't know what his thing is. He's got some weird thing with birds. I don't know. I love the guy. Great guy, Alex. But he hates Kingsbury, and he hates Murray. And I'm like, they're not bad. He's like, but they suck at the end of the year. And I'm like, he could be right. But it's just interesting that Murray was calling plays, and it worked out. And, like, I actually think Murray's pretty good. I think Kingsbury's pretty good. I mean, compared to what we're doing, they've had some success. But anyway, that's just my tidbit. That's an interesting thing. I'd like to see like a challenge during like the NFL, in my opinion, instead of going to this corny Pro Bowl that sucks, should go back to like when Marino won that like throwing contest, like more like baseball and basketball, where they have like contests. And I would like to see quarterbacks call plays and like see who could out scheme who, maybe even as part of the preseason weeks, just to make it more interesting. I don't know. I like that. That's an interesting story too, Shake.
By the way, Scott Jackson just said the kids would have beaten up Mike McDaniel.
Well, Mike McDaniel, man, look at him. If you saw the guy on the street wondering if he was in these Newark streets right now, I would worry about the cat. Be like, bro, do you know where you're going? Like, don't go down this street. Don't go down Springfield or South Orange Ave past, South 10th. I mean, I don't know. But that's Mike. He's got his fresh Air Forces, which might make him a target, quite frankly. So I don't know.
All
Shake,
right. I saved the best for last, bro.
All right.
One.
What do you got?
Apparently, Rob Gronkowski, you know how the man that has a Manning cast? Are you familiar with the Manning cast?
Well, not when he's on TV with his brother. He's got a cast.
Manning cast.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's all I watch on Mondays. I don't even watch the regular broadcast anymore. I just watch the two of them fooling around and having people on as guests. I love them. I love how they make fun of each other. I love Eli giving the finger. I love that whole thing.
Well, Rob Gronkowski did the same. It's called the Gronkcast. But there's one interesting story that he told. And Dana White confirmed it, that in 2019, after the season, that Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski were ready to join the Raiders, but at the last minute, John Gruden said no.
What?
Yes, and he's according to Dana White, Tom Brady was shopping, looking for houses in Las Vegas.
Wow.
They wanted to do the Gronk house together.
Why'd they want to go to the Raiders?
Huh?
Why'd they want to go to the Raiders? Just because it's Vegas? Because it's Gruden? Why?
They wanted to do that Gronk house, the cast for UFC.
Oh.
Do a contract with UFC, and on Monday nights they were going to call the UFC fights.
Bro, that's crazy. What the hell?
So that puts, at least we know who that motherfucker was. That remember a long time ago, Tom Brady goes, "You picked him over me."
Yes, I do.
Goes,
That's what it was, huh?
Yeah, Derek Carr.
Wow, I didn't know that. So, by the way, Tom Brady, who we all hated when he was at New England, and then I kind of got some respect when he went to Tampa and won again. Yo, Tom Brady's this little sneaky dude, bro. Why is he sneaking to the Raiders, like sneaking on boats with like Miami and Steve Ross and throwing subliminals at people about Derek Carr and kind of sneaking around John Gruden? Like, why is he so sneaky, bro? He's sneaky. Deflating footballs in the back room. I mean, this guy's a sneaky dude, bro. Like this dude sabotaged the Dolphins basically by meeting Ross on a boat with Flores. Like, why is he there? Like, why doesn't he get in trouble? He's having lunch on the boat too, but only Ross and the Dolphins get in trouble. Why is he out there? Why is he in Florida having drinks and meeting with Flo? Like, why is Ross goes out there and Ross says, "Yo, I want you to meet somebody." And he's like, oh, and Tom Brady like walks on the boat or whatever, and Flores leaves. Why isn't Tom in trouble? Like, Tom obviously drove to the dock and was like, covert operation. I'm going to meet Brian Flores. Why did he do it? No one talks about it. The dude is sneaky, bro. He's a sneaky dude.
So is that the one team then? Tom Brady was talking about the one team.
Yeah,
I guess it's the Raiders, bro.
And I'm interested to know now that the story came out, will the Raiders be Doc draft picks?
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. But by the way, we got the panel here, man, and I'm still playing with the formats and whatnot. But listen, we got the panel. We got You Do This is on again the second time. And let me tell you something about You Do This, man. This is why this channel's great. Because this dude, first time he saw my video, he commented like, yo, you know what? I disagree with you. But then the next time he watched my video again, another video, and he said, you know what? You got some knowledge. You sound like a reasonable person. I'm going to subscribe, but I might disagree with you once in a while. And throughout my tenure making videos, You Do This has popped on and said, yo, I agree or I disagree. And now he's coming on for a second time on the show, and he's laying down his own philosophies and ideas, and that's dope, man. That's why he's part of Fury Fam. That's why Fury Fam is dope. All ideas are welcome as long as you make sense and as long as you're balanced. And then you got Cat, man, and Cat has been a ride or die from day one. Cat for life, ride or die for life. The dude is Fury Fam bona fide. But anyway, to both of y'all, welcome to the panel. I'm going to go with You Do This first, then Cat, man. What's on your mind?
I'm pretty sure I was a little more rude than I disagree with you that first time.
Yeah, but listen, you could be rude.
No,
you know what I mean?
I messed around. It was fun. It's funny now because, well, the reason I started sticking around was because I realized, at first I thought you were kind of a jerk, and then I realized, no, he's not a bad person.
Yes.
The more I listen to you, I realize, no, he's not a bad person. I just think he has a different perspective on this.
Yes. Yes.
But how's everyone doing? Everyone's good? Listen.
Yeah, we're all kicking it, man.
My computer's been messing up a little bit, so like last week, if I cut out, just move on because I'm gonna have to take a couple minutes to fix it.
Got you. No, you were fine last week, man.
So you guys started the preseason game, right, against the Raiders?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, you just I had to. I just want to throw this in real quick. A lot of my closest friends that I'm cool with, I would say 40% of them, we got off on the wrong foot. So
it happens.
But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I actually was a little more worried about the defense, just because that first drive was backups on the Raiders, and a lot of our starters were in, and they just went right down the field and scored a touchdown.
Yes.
That concerned me a lot because that was very methodical. They did it with ease. I mean, I know it was Ignagoni that got beat on those 2 third downs. But still, with Trill hurt, it scares me that he's the next guy up. I hope he gets either buried on the depth chart or cut completely, but I don't see how they cut him with the cap situation.
Very true, too.
The update on Needham. I heard you asking about before.
Yeah.
Needham practiced today. He was fine, perfectly fine. But then, towards the end of practice, he left the field with a trainer and went to the back right before practice ended, and we haven't gotten updates since. So we don't know what happened. He wasn't limping or didn't seem in pain, but he did leave the field with the trainer.
All right, that's good info, and I appreciate you doing that because like we're gonna have to crowdsource the news on this show. So I appreciate you crowdsourcing and letting us know. Hopefully, it was just a tweak or just something he was concerned about. Let's pray because I like that kid, man. I think he's a good player for us.
We cannot afford to lose him right now.
No, we really can't. So I appreciate that perspective.
And just one perspective I want to give on Tua.
Sure.
I understand what people are saying when they're saying, look, he didn't do anything great. He didn't do anything bad. He was just, solid.
Mm-hmm.
But if you watch what he did everything asked of him. I mean, he made every right decision except maybe one. He was accurate with every ball he threw. No sacks, no turnovers, no fumbles. Like, if you make all the right decisions, all this stuff, that comes off to me as a really good performance. Because, at least from the mental side, he's seeing things right, he's making the right decisions. To me, it skews more towards the good side than the solid side, just because, like, what more could he possibly have done? You know what I mean? Maybe one throw, maybe. And that's
I know what you're saying.
The rest of it, it's like, he did the right thing every single time. How can we say that's just solid? He doesn't call the plays, he just runs them. So that's a good point. That's just how I'm coming from it. And yeah, I think that's it. And then we'll move on to other stuff later.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And I think, the two top receivers weren't in. He wasn't calling the plays. Gesicki pulled his hands back on one throw. That's debatable whether it was the right decision or not. But Gesicki's the one who pulled his hands back. So I think it's a valid perspective for sure. And I appreciate it. Yo, Cap, what up, bro? Let's get Cap in here. Let's get Cap's thoughts, man. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? You know this, Greg, my man, Shake Money, Larry.
Mm-hmm. So what up, bro?
Man. Just I know, like, me and Shake been going at it about Noah more or less for like a couple weeks now, man. But it's come to the point right now where the bodies are starting to fall a lot in the secondary, man. And
bad.
I think it's going to be process of elimination plus the contract involved. I mean, we're not going to cut him, you know what I mean? And if we do deal him, it's going to be a package deal. But at this point right now, man, like, we're going to be out there looking for safety help right now in the market. So it makes sense right now, even though we don't like it. But at the same time, it gives a kid a chance to prove himself. But with that being said, like, if it's a package deal involved, then you can't help but say no. I mean, yes, you know what I mean?
Agreed, bro. Agreed. And I agree with all those points. And we're kind of in that rough situation right now as we are. We're going to have to look, like, you have to be shrewd and you have to make good business decisions, and you have to look at things as they come and say yes or no based on what makes the most sense, whether we have emotional connections or whether we're pulling for one person or the other. It's just how it is. So I agree with that stance. And by the way, John said once the season gets going, I would love to join your panel. Look, guys, this is an open panel on Wednesdays, but once the season's going, I expect a lot more viewers at once, and I expect this thing to get pretty crazy, which is going to be fun. Everybody's welcome, man. And if you have an idea outside of the show, I mean, let me know. This channel is open for ideas, so anytime, my brother. And what do you guys think about? So number one, I want to hear from you, do this, and from Cap on this. I mean, what do you think of the little shake it up with the news stories, and what do you think of the little layout here? I mean, I'm trying to vamp things up to make us a little different than some of the other channels. What's your opinions?
Layout's good. Greg was covered by that little thing on the right side, those two labels a little bit before, but then you moved into the bottom and it looked better.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the shake stories, 3 stories a week. That's fun. Other things around the NFL gives more stuff to talk about, especially before the season starts, because there'll be plenty to talk about once the season starts. I promise that. Those might die down once the season starts. But,
yeah, you know how it's gonna go. Yes.
But yeah, I think keep trying out what new stuff, see what works, see what doesn't. I mean, you're just starting the stuff, so I mean the live stuff at least. So
yes,
I watch a lot of YouTubers, and the ones that become most successful, the one thing they have in common is consistency. They stick to they make a schedule, they stick to it, and whatever they try or don't try, at least they keep to that structure. And eventually they get pretty big. So yeah.
Hell yeah. And bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys because your guys, we have consistent people on this show now. So this channel has consistent people. You guys are the ones who make the channel. So we kind of have our dialogue going. We can count on each other every Wednesday at least. And then I'll be doing the Sundays too. And I got news. Like I said, there's going to be another thing that I'm doing with other channels soon that you'll hear the news about, which is going to involve people.
Are you doing just reviews on Sunday or are you going to go live?
I think on Sunday, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be depend on my mood, bro. I think live is going to be fun on Sunday, so I might just go live and start taking comments and ranting and taking panel members. And sometimes if I'm not up to it, I might just do a review and put it up. But I think Sundays are going to vary, but we're definitely going to have something every Sunday. I might be at a game, so I'll broadcast from the game, like be different stuff. But you can always count on this will be this panel on Wednesdays, and then Sundays will be like a mixed bag. Knowing me, I'm probably going to go live a couple times on Sundays because I want to get on the echo chamber, but I also don't want to. I'll probably hop on other people's channels too because they're doing a lot of stuff Sunday night. So it'll be varied, bro. But I think the channel, like, we're gonna keep certain consistencies like this and something every Sunday, but everything else can kind of vary as we go to see what works and what doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Cat, brother, what's your opinion on the Shake news stories, man? Everything else, my bro. You've been around from day one too. So what's up?
Yeah, no, man. Shake knows his stuff, and when you have an insider like that, you know, you got the layout set up. You can keep it as basic as you want, man. As long as the people are involved, which that's pretty much today's age right now. People want to be heard, and when they want to be heard, that means they have something to say. So, you know, as long as people come with the aspect of everything involved that we talk about as football and the Dolphins, man, what else can you ask for? You know, as far as the content creator, you know what I mean? Like the narrative will be there regardless. You know what I mean? Like football's always going to give you that beat down to build back up moment, man. And we're just going through that transitional phase once again, unfortunately. But
yes,
yeah, you know, the divide does create controversy, and controversy does create, you know, viewers.
Hell yeah. And by the way, I'm posting up some of the panel comments on here, man, from the comments from the audience. Fury, it's you, my man. You're likable. I appreciate that, bro. I try to be. King Mill, man, another Jersey dude, man. Day one, I'm putting you on blast a little bit, giving you a little love. Now, Phil put some substantive stuff here, so let's see. Phil says, the thing I keep seeing people talk about is if it comes down to Noah or Skyler for the 53 spot, who do you keep? I say, F the cap hit, we keep the guy who looks like he belongs in the NFL. I want thoughts from each and every one of y'all. Cap, since you started, you start, bro.
You beat me to it, man. I was gonna say,
Cap.
man, you're the host. No, man, don't do this to me.
Do it, Cap. You've been talking. Start. Go. What was your reaction to that comment?
I mean, look, let's think logically. Let's think logically as a Dolphin fan, all five of us, everybody in the chat also.
Mm-hmm.
Take a moment to just think for 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Think to yourself, the biggest need, I mean, screw politics. The biggest need right now for this team. And we know who's producing during the training camp and who's not. I mean, like, is it really rocket science? I mean, like, let's not make simple difficult, guys. Come on.
True.
You know what my answer would be.
So that would be. I ain't gonna Cap. Oh, who wants to give Cap the answer? I don't want to put myself out there.
No, I mean, of course, you have to. You have to, especially with Teddy on a 1-year deal, and you know that 1-year deal is not solidified.
Now I know your answer, and I agree with it.
You have to.
I think
you have
to. Bro, you can't let it. Wait, who said that?
I did, but you can go. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, no, I'm not going. Go, Greg, go.
Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Was it you do this? Who was it? Damn it, I can't say.
I said it, but then I felt like I was cutting you off. So
no, you're not cutting anybody off. Go for it. Go.
Yeah, brother.
I just think it comes down to what the cornerback room looks like at that point. If Byron Jones is healthy and good to go, if Needham's healthy, good to go, if Crossan's looking good, if one of those other guys steps up and looks better than Noah, and the position seems okay depth-wise, then you keep Skyler. But if that cornerback room is thin and those other guys that are next to Noah fighting for that spot don't look good, I don't know how you keep Skyler over him in that situation, especially when it comes to the
You have to pick one. Gun to your head. You have to pick one.
Yeah, because, bro, I'm putting Martina Davies up here, and Davies says, yo, I'll cut him anyway because he ain't going to see the field anyway. I agree. What's Noah going to do for us? He's not going to cover anybody. Shit.
I like Kader Kohu, but there's always potential that it clicks, that light goes on. He has the physical skills, so it's just about can he get the other stuff to click. I personally don't think Noah's going to pan out. And I like Kader Kohu, and I would honestly develop him like he's the first round pick and treat Noah like he's the
I
undrafted.
keep
free
hearing
agent.
him and Crossen. I keep hearing those
That's
two a
how-
lot.
Yeah, so I would keep him personally, but for just talking about what the team would do from a team perspective, I don't know. If it came down to those two, I bet they lean Noah. That's my guess.
Interesting perspective. So now, Shake and G, man. Shake and G. And Greg, I'm going to call you G, man, because that's how I have you on this thing. So you're just G, man. So G and Shake, I mean, go one at a time, however you want to do the order. What do you think, man? Skylar or Noah? I'm with Cap. I'm with Cap, bro. I say you got to keep Skylar because you never know, even if he's a backup to Tua. He's a good back. Teddy ain't going to be the backup for the future. Like, say Tua takes off, he kills it. This coaching staff kills it. We have a team that's making a run for 4 or 5 years. You need a backup. And I'm just saying I know some people think Skylar could start with it. I'm not going there right now. I'm saying even as a backup, no, you know Noah's done, bro. You could pick up a cornerback lower on the tier from somebody else's practice squad that could probably do as good as Noah. I'm not trying to knock the kid for no reason, but the kid ain't playing good. You probably get a corner who could do what he could do. But you guys go. Go ahead. Shake or G.
So, yeah, we got to keep Skylar over Noah. The things we've seen from Skylar, I believe me, on Saturday night, I was one of those people saying start Skylar immediately, but then after the game, I kind of calmed down. And Skylar would be a great backup. He's good for the future. And with Noah, you could put like a trash can, a broomstick out there, running off the street, and they can cover better than Noah.
Right,
But-
that's what I'm saying, bro.
So I say keep Skylar in that situation. But again, if the secondary keeps getting banged up, you got to keep Noah. But either way, if we got to keep Skylar. If we don't keep Skylar, he's gone. Whether it's cut or trade.
Yeah, he's gone, bro.
Gone. And if I will punch a hole in the wall because I don't want Noah anymore, man. I don't know, man.
And I'll just say this to Greg real quick before Shake, you could sound off. I'm not sitting here saying like Skylar is the next coming of Tom Brady or Joe Montana or Dan. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that he's a viable enough quarterback from what I've seen that even if he's not a starter or setting the world on fire, he's a serviceable backup. So I think even if we're not anointing him as some amazing guy, I still think it's naive to think that some other team doesn't see him as a decent backup or a team that keeps 3 guys on the roster or who has a more, attractive practice squad spot that they wouldn't take him to develop him. It's not a done deal, but I do think he's got some allure where somebody might take him. Shake, go ahead, bro.
All right. What do you prefer? Or I'm gonna give you the option. What do you want? My take on Skylar first or Noah first?
I want to know which one you'd pick. Then I want your take on both of them, Shake. I mean, damn. I mean, this is what we do.
Gun to your head.
Skylar. All right, let me get my take on Noah. Noah, I was a proud member of the Noah's Ark, but let's face it, Noah got burnt more than my visit to the burlesque house. All right?
Damn.
Damn, bro. He got burned again this week. He's just always getting burned, bro. Why?
Yeah,
Remember that Buffalo game where Byron went down, man? I have nightmares about that. Like if Byron's not ready for game 1, are we going with Iggy? I know, but he was a rookie, but do you really think he would do anything different right now?
No. And not to mention
That's what worries me. It doesn't look like he got better. That's what worries me.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If Eric Rowe is a former cornerback, so if we need him, I'll be more comfortable with Eric Rowe than Noah Igbinoghene at the corner spot, to be honest with you. And if Skylar Thompson, I think Skylar Thompson is going to be a better version of Matt Moore. I think Matt Moore knew what his role was, and he did it admirably. You know what I mean? When he came to fill in, all right, I'm going to do what I can to win games until you get better. And then when you get better, hey, let's win. I don't care, if I'm starting or you're starting. He was a team player that way, Matt Moore. That's why I really did appreciate Matt Moore when he was here.
I could see Skylar going that route. I mean, I don't know about him. Like, Matt Moore's character was dope. I'm not saying Skylar's not. I just don't know enough about Skylar to say his character is like that level. But I see what you're saying. He could be a team player, somebody who's good in the quarterback room, but also serves as a backup. I agree only because of this. I'm not elevating Skylar. What I am doing is saying Teddy Bridgewater I don't think is it. So if it's not going to be, and maybe this year because they signed him to the contract money, which we talked about last week, which I acknowledge is true. But going forward, you're going to want a legitimate backup who understands your system, who plays in your system, who believes in your culture. And if you draft a guy and you bring that guy up, he can become that person. And so Skylar might be more amenable to being that person than a Teddy Bridgewater, who's been through the ringer, and by the way, I'm an admirer of Teddy Bridgewater. I'm a Rutgers fan. He came in on a hobbled ankle for the Orange Bowl bid in 2012 when I was at the game in the front row, and Teddy beat us in a comeback win with a hobbled ankle. The kid can ball when he was playing for Louisville. I just don't know if he has it anymore. And so I think a guy like Skylar you might want to bring up in your system as a backup. And I don't see why you wouldn't do that. Now, I just want to point out True Blazer here. I highlighted the comment. He says, in 2019, the Fins signed X to an extension. In 2020 free agency, they pick up Jones and paid him. What do the Miami Dolphins go and do? They take a quarterback in the first round. Are we putting too much emphasis on our secondary to the detriment of other positions? And could we end that with the Skylar decision? What do you guys think?
If you remember that time, X had just gotten in trouble for domestic violence, and he had just had that injury where he was out for the year. And we didn't know if that experimental surgery was going to work for him to keep him healthy. Now, the next years he stayed healthy, which is fantastic. But at that time, we didn't know that, and that's why I think they took him. It still might
plus
not
he was holding out too.
But the justification was there.
Yo, you do this. Are you comfortable giving me your first name?
Reno.
Reno, R-I-N-O. Oh, Reno. Bro, you make some great friggin' points, dude. Like, I appreciate your command of the facts because that was an awesome point, and it made a hell of a lot of sense, and I remember that, and I even think now we need to be building up because X and Byron are going to get old. They're going to have an injury. They're going to slow down. And, Reno, I really respect your opinion there, and I appreciate you adding that in there because you have a good command of the facts. That's a good point. Great point, quite frankly.
Which is why it sucks so much that he's not working out, because it would be huge for him to work out right now. It would put us in such a good position.
It really would. It really would. It really would.
Like I said, nobody thinks about the spare tire until they get a flat in the middle of nowhere.
Yo, that's why I'm saying we better have a good spare at quarterback. Because remember this, too. Say Tua does light it up, and that's what I want. I want Tua to light it the hell up. I want Tua to be like the phenom that he should be and get all endorsement deals and be everything we wanted him to be. But he's still got an injury history. I'm not knocking him. I'm saying he might lose a couple games. Remember, Greasy was out for almost the whole 72 season. Like, you need a good quarterback who you... I hate when your backup comes in and it's like the end of the season. No, your backup should have a command. Like Matt Castle, I know they didn't make the playoffs that year, but dude, they went 11-5. Like, know the system. Trust your guy. When Matt Moore came in for us, I trusted him. Like, I want a guy who I believe in, who I know, who can go in when the guy actually gets hurt. And if Skylar is going to be that guy, let's develop him. I don't think Noah's that guy because, like Greg said, you could pull up any cornerback and he's going to probably do what Noah could do. So why are we debating that? You know what I mean?
And what's interesting about Matt Moore is he was a high school coach for a while. And Andy Reid literally called him up personally and say, hey, can you please be our backup quarterback here in Kansas City? You know what I mean? He kind of pleaded with the Kansas City. So I thought that was very cool that a great offensive mind like Andy Reid knew the value of a good backup quarterback.
So I'm really
glad.
I
agree with you.
I haven't heard anyone say Skylar should start over Tua yet here, which makes me so happy that no one brought that up because it could have gotten heated. But
bro, I know Reno. I know about you. You a Tua dude, and I don't say that derogatorily. I say that like you are a Tua dude, and that's fine, and like that's why you would have gone at a cat, and that's also why I watch myself because I know you know your facts. And I'm not there, bro. I'm not Skylar being a starter. I'm not that guy, bro. So
no, but let's put it like this though, man. Like morally, you know, and ethically, and everything that Tua's done to get back on the field, and we all seen that he's done the training, he's done the work. But I mean, let's not get this twisted, man. If we're not at 4-0 or 2-2 by week 4, you know damn well the narrative is going to be put out there, and being that this is supposed to be the year that we're supposed to do something, contrary to what other people say, like, you know, I thought this was the year that we all were supposed to go in, you know, with the money we spent. Like, there's going to be issues, you know that.
I agree with that, and I've long said that he has to show out. I've said that, and I think Reno knows it. You guys know it, and that's my position. He's got to show out. Do I think Skylar is the answer? I don't know. I'm not saying he is or isn't, but I think there is pressure on Tua and McDaniel to have some results. I do think that.
The only
All I
thing,
know is when I do see Skyler is QB1 on Twitter, I like to get certain reactions from certain people. So don't take that personal.
well, the question I was going to bring up was, I right now still, if today we had a game and we needed to put in a backup, I'd still pick Teddy right now at this very moment. But I was going to pose that to you guys. What do you think? Because I think that could be an interesting conversation. I could see the argument for Skyler. I think Teddy, just his experience alone, puts him over Skyler right now.
I want to say this real quick. Listen, if this was last year with the offensive coach that we had last year, with the quarterbacks coach Charlie Fry that we had last year, and the weapons that we had last year, I would be all for Teddy. But we have Darren Bickle, a guy who coached Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Russell Wilson, and has a laundry list of offensive good quarterbacks that he coached. We have a proven offensive coordinator in Mike McDaniels. We have all these great weapons. I think that Skyler will do well in this offense. Now, like I said, if it was last year's offense, I'm going with Teddy. But now that we have proven coaches on the offense and we have great weapons, I don't think he won't do as well as Tua will, but he will have some success, in my opinion, in this offense.
And I will say this, and I want to just quickly shout out Phil Montgomery. He made a good point. He said, when you had a Flores D, you need shutdown corners. We agree. That's why you load up on shutdown corners, especially, as Reno pointed out, when X just went through a surgery and he got in trouble with the law. You want to bring in guys. But we can't hold on to Noah forever just because of his potential. I think this many years in, we know that Noah's potential is kind of evading us. He might not have it. I also want to shout out Raph, because Raph is another day one. Raph, what up, my bro? And Tory Day, bro. Tory Day from New York, Buffalo, New York. He's a Finns fan in the heart of Buffalo, New York, and he's a dope-ass bass player. This is my dude, man, from the Dolphin Den. If you guys haven't been to the Dolphin Den on Facebook, it's actually the official Facebook of this show. Hit up the Dolphin Den. That's my boy Tory. But I agree with you, Shake, and I got to say I would go with Skyler as the backup because of the upside. We know Teddy. Teddy is what he is. He's not bad. He's not great. But you have a chance to develop your own backup in Skyler. And I think that's probably the best thing to do. I know Teddy's taken us the cap hit this year, but going forward, Skyler's probably going to be cheaper for 3-4 years anyway. One of you cap guys, if I'm wrong on that, correct me. This year, I think Teddy, you can't really cut him and get away with it. But going forward, I think you want to keep Skyler because I think Skyler ultimately becomes your actual backup. And I would prefer him in this today because he's got the upside. Once you go to your back, like if Tua goes down or Tua doesn't perform well, we're already behind the 8 ball. Like, we want Tua to show out, Tua to play well. If Tua's hurt or not playing well, we already got to figure things out. So why not go with the guy who can develop more, who's young, who's shown us some zest? Why not go with Skyler? That's my answer.
I agree. I think that's the argument for long term, and I agree with all those points. I just think today, right now, one preseason for a 7th rounder isn't enough to prepare him for an actual NFL game against starters with a defensive coordinator who's scheming against you. It's just not enough.
Well, you got to remember too.
Good point.
He's what? He was in college for almost 6 years.
He is 25, but he played at
Yeah.
Kansas State. It's not like he's playing at Alabama.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's beating teams that Alabama didn't beat. He's beat LSU and
Play that when he beat Oklahoma.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they played Oklahoma also, and it's like, at the end of the day, man, like Teddy, we love Teddy, man, but at the end of the day, I think Skyler can also scramble as well. And in this new NFL, you need that scrambling, quarterback and get out and get away from pressure.
I think Skyler has a higher ceiling than what Teddy is right now for long term. I'm just saying I don't think it makes sense to get rid of Teddy right now while we have a season coming up and Skyler's not ready to walk in there.
Well, I mean, if you were supposed to take a cap hit, if you were willing to take a cap hit, which one would you take the cap hit on? On defense?
I'm not even talking about cap hit. I'm saying if you wanted to trade Teddy and take no cap hit or whatever, it's $2 million or something. Like, I wouldn't be about that because I'm not throwing Skyler in a game against starters. I'm sorry, he's not ready. Not one preseason for a 7th rounder. He's just not. They don't put in first round quarterbacks. Sometimes they hold him out a year, like they should have done with Tua. They should have sat on that first year. He wasn't ready, and I mean he was okay, but he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough to be in there.
Would you be open to 3 quarterbacks on the team?
That's what I think.
Yeah. I think that's the right move. Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going to do this year, bro. I honestly think this year that what they're going to do is keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster because Teddy's going to be the backup. He's going to be the second stringer. Skyler's going to be third for at least most of the year, depending upon how the year goes, how he develops. But then I think next year you're going to see Teddy depart. And we don't even know. And I'm giving to the presumption that he's going to show out enough that he's a starter anyway. But assuming Tua does well enough, I think next year you see Teddy leave and you see Skyler be the backup, and that's your squad on offense right there. That's your guys. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a 3-quarterback roster. I really do.
So
we are going to lose a good player somewhere else.
So what if Teddy was holding the clipboard? What if Teddy was holding the clipboard and would let he would let himself take the demotion and let Skyler be number 2?
I think he would let him. I just wonder, are they going to do that? Are they going to take a guy who's got game experience, who's getting paid more, and off the bat put Skyler in? I mean, they would have to love his potential. I think that would happen mid-season if we're 0-8 or 1-7 or 1-6, where the season's a lost cause. You might as well put Skyler in because we're building for the future. We want to see what he has. But I don't know that they do that off the bat early in the year. I think they would still try Teddy out. Now, whether we agree, bro, Cap, I'm with you. Teddy has not looked good. I don't even think Teddy has it anymore. But McDaniel went out and got him because he obviously sees something in him, and Greer sees something. And you know how these regimes are. We want them to be logical and they never are. They're going to go with the guy that they put the money into. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I think that's what they would do.
He was their top choice.
From what I hear, Batman and
Hold
Larry.
on. So let Cap go
From
first.
What I hear, Batman and Larry. I'm sorry. I have a delay over here. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's okay. Go ahead, Cap.
No, I was going to say, from what I hear from Batman and Larry, they were out there in the joint practice today, and from what Larry says, Larry Allen's he's Teddy's not doing himself any favors right now. He's pretty much handing the job over right now. So that's
Teddy doesn't look good, bro. He just doesn't look good. What were you going to say, Reno?
Teddy was their top choice for a backup quarterback going into the offseason. He was number 1 on their list, and they got him. So it's not going to be easy for them to decide to let go of him. He was their ideal guy, and they got him. So they were invested in him.
Right. And I think that I disagree with the way they do this in the NFL and in football in general, but I think they do tend to go with the guy that they invested in, whether it's college football and he's a high recruit, whether it's NFL and they signed him to a lot or he's a high draft pick. It's sad. I don't think it's necessarily the way to do things, but I think that we've seen these football regimes do this time and time again where they stick to the guy that they invested in, which is why I just think this year, and I'm not saying I agree because I probably disagree if he's got better upside. Teddy has not looked good. I just think realistically that the regime would at least try Teddy first and then go to Skyler. And Cap, everything you said, I believe. I believe Teddy has not looked good to me, and I have not heard good practice reports about him at all, bro. So I agree. I still think they're going to be stubborn and go with the guy they paid, but I could be wrong. I mean,
it's politics. I agree completely.
Yes.
Politics always takes over, unfortunately.
It's sad,
I still think right now at this very minute, in a real game against starters, Teddy would outperform Skyler right now.
So I don't know.
I'm not saying in the future.
I don't know right now.
I think Skyler has higher potential. I think right now, if you put them both in the game, Teddy outperforms.
So you're willing as rookie potential right now, and this is a credit to Greer right now with this past draft class, but you're willing to have the risk of playing Easy-E as a starter and playing Tyndall as a starter also.
But Easy has shown way more as a receiver than Skyler has as a quarterback.
But you would do it though.
Yeah, because he's shown more.
But has he shown more this offseason, or has he shown more in his career? Because he looks like
no.
He honestly looks like he's. Oh, sorry.
He asked about
damn it! I step away and you guys go on a different.
No. I was asking him if he would be comfortable with starting rookies as far as Easy-E and Channing Tyndall.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But let's also be honest. The quarterback position is inherently different than every other position on the field. That's why you invest more in the player you pick. That's why you stick longer with them, because one, it costs so much more to get them, and two, if you really think you have them and you can get it out of them, you're good for 10 to 15 years. That's why you see these guys invest so much and take longer to choose. You can get rid of a wide receiver and find another one really good quickly For quarterbacks, it's really hard to find a good one. So when you get a guy that has that potential, that's why you see them invest so much in them and try to get it out of them and stick with them a little longer than they should, because it's not easy to go out and get a great quarterback. You're looking for a great one, not just an average one you could throw out there.
It's a good point. I think from what I've seen, but what do I know? I'm not there every day at practice. It looks, but Cap's telling us that the practice reports are the same as the game. Is like Skylar's outperforming, but we could beat this all day, every day. I think
Skylar, the last 3 or 4 practices, Skylar hasn't even had any passing plays. He's not even getting reps.
No, yeah. Today they didn't do anything. Yeah.
Today and the last couple practices.
So I think that proves that whether we agree or not, they're probably going to go into the season with Teddy as number 2.
Right.
Which is politics, like Cap said.
Like I told you before, when we talk, what I would do and what's gonna happen is 2 different things. But I think what I want and what I think is gonna happen are 2 different scenarios. I remember our first show when you were on TV, Fin Talk. I told you, I said they're not gonna draft a running back. They're gonna go running back by committee. And lo and behold, look at what's going on. Running back by committee. I mean,
yeah, man. And my heart's in my hearts. I keep saying it, man. We need a bell cow. And from what I've seen right now, I mean, no one's going to tell me different. When less than 3 weeks left, they better hope that, Mostert's ready to go and that Edmonds is going to get more than first downs and get touchdowns with these runs, because, I mean, this run blocking scheme, I'm not too convinced what's going on is working right now. I mean, the pass protection is there.
Bro, I agree with you, Cap, bro. I agree, and we still don't have a bellwether, and our line ain't. Whatever scheme you're trying to do with the multiple look and the multiple guys, bro, whatever you're trying with the run game, it still ain't working. And it seems like maybe it wasn't Flo. Maybe it's a Greer philosophy with this O-line and these running backs. He doesn't want bell cows, and he doesn't want to invest in that part of the game. I don't know if that's true or not because I'm not in the back, but it seems like
Daniel didn't either. Shanahan doesn't either. So they have the same philosophy.
Yeah, maybe that's why they hired him, too.
But where was the opportunity this past year to get one?
Well, they could have drafted one, right?
Where they drafted Tyndall? Who was left then at 3rd round? I think James Cook may have still been there. But you either have to pick a linebacker, you have a big need at linebacker and a big need at running back, and you signed 3 in the offseason. So,
True.
You have to
but did they sign anybody that could be the bellwether? That's what I want to know.
I think Michelle was supposed to be like the short yardage, 3rd down goal line guy, but he's really worrisome right now because he's not looking good at all. I don't want him on the team.
Bro, Michelle, I wasn't hyped about him.
Miles Gaskin is out there.
I like Gaskin, but he plays with a lot of heart, but they definitely demoted the shit out of him.
Yeah, they did.
Like, I don't think he's in the plans. I just don't. Which, again, with my McDaniel thing, like, he's a player that has heart, but you're not scheming for him, you're just demoting him, you're kicking him. I'm not saying it's positive, and I'm just saying it's just interesting. Like, I thought you'd have a guy with all that heart who's started a lot of games. Not that he has the optimal skill set, but you would use him somehow instead of just putting him as, 4th in the depth chart. He's basically gone. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I wanted to comment on that when you were saying that before, but we weren't up yet. I think that one thing you have to take into account is you have a pecking order now of where these guys fall in terms of importance. So maybe last year Gesicki was number 2 as a pass catcher. This year he's 4 or 5 when you have choices of who to go to. You have Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Chase Edmonds out of the backfield. These guys are going to be more important to the game plan than Gesicki. So it doesn't make sense to then game plan for a guy who's not as important at the risk of taking away potential for those other guys. And that's where where it comes in with the fit with Gesicki. I don't think it's really about his skill set. I think it's more about the talent on the team now is now enough where we don't have to rely on him as much and we can get that production somewhere else. Now, saying that, I love Gesicki. I hope they can figure out a way to – I want him to stay even past this year. I hope they figure out a way to get him used. I hope
he got hurt today, right?
Did he?
He did, but he came back. He came back.
Okay.
He was okay.
Okay.
He made a one-handed catch today against the Eagles.
See, that's this type of stuff he does. Like, I'm like, hey, you could never have too many playmakers.
I hope he gets the blocking figured out. I really do, because I want him to stay.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I agree.
Yeah, it's question you this: if you had to pick between Christian Wilkins and Gesicki,
Wilkins in a heartbeat right now.
Oh, you have to. I mean, I think everybody agrees. Yeah. We've talked about that ad nauseum. Chris Wilkins. I mean, And Walt Dog says Chase is running back 1. Did y'all not watch I Am Athlete interview with Chase? He told everything 100 100. Yo, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I'm seeing some people. I'm like, yo, subscribe, hit the like button. But I hope it's Chase, but we just haven't seen it like play out that way. You know?
He is. He's running back 1, I think. He's been the best so far.
Yes.
I mean, Mostert has been hurt, but Chase has been the best.
I mean,
so
look,
far.
let's talk about it. Mostert's not been playing. I mean, Chase Edmonds is going to get his first downs, like I said, but I mean, I want to see more of a production going down the middle, like taking the punishment, which I don't think it's going to happen. Gaskins has been fumbling. Achman doesn't really play much. Sonny Michel can't get a first down on 2nd and 3rd. I mean, Dokes is MIA.
Gaskin.
I mean,
actually, Achman finally had a good day today.
Yeah, Achman's been playing more than Gaskin. It's weird. Yeah. I always liked Achman.
Because he's a better fit. He has that.
The only one that's been producing is White. And he's a rookie, too.
He's going to be practice squad, though, I think.
It's interesting. Like,
I hope he does.
And I'm excited. And I'm excited for how the cuts come out and we see the final roster with the final depth chart and we see the starting lineup and the snap count for the first game. Because I hate that day too, but like everything else is such speculation from us. We really got to just see how it pans out when the season starts. And that's just really going to be what it is. Yeah, so, guys, we're almost there. I mean, we're almost there. And I do got to wind down the show because usually I wouldn't wind down the show at this time. I'd let it go as long as it's going and it's flowing. But I got to go somewhere. So I got to wind down the show. You guys have been awesome. But I'll leave you guys in suspense. I'll leave everybody so you see what we do on the show. I mean, we got a good panel, bro. And I'll be here next week. And like I said, I got big news. So hopefully going forward, there'll be this show, then there'll be something else you guys could hop on.
And we have the roster to talk about. So big news and a roster. Wow.
Good point. So next week's going to be crazy, and we could go as long as we need to next week, man. So, yo, you guys have always been an awesome panel. This is an awesome show. Bro, Reno, Cap, Shake, Greg, I mean, thanks for coming on, yo, and talking. We're going out on top, bro, because this energy, we could have gone for another hour, but I just gotta, these damn commitments I got out here. But it was a great show, as always. We have a lot of speculation. We have a lot to talk about. When these cuts come out, when the depth chart comes out, we're going to be on it, man. Next Wednesday is going to be a fun week. And then the season starts, bro. Season starts like another week and a half after that. So let's get ready. Let's get hyped. Let's get this channel going, man. Y'all, Fury fam are always in the building. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, man, please subscribe. If you haven't liked this video yet, please just click like. I mean, you see what we do.
Man. Hey, real quick, I think Miss Fins is live now. Miami Football Talk is live now.
So
There's a couple of guys out there live. So if anything, man, we'll check you out and check you out on the stream.
Hell yeah, yo, go over there to Miss Fins. She's another great person. And Fins Live. Go over there and talk to everybody. We're back next week at 7, man. Hope you enjoyed the show. The season's getting ready, man. This Fury fam and the channel's growing, man, and we're going to have a great season. So love all you guys on the panel, man. I'll talk to you guys all next week, and I'll see you on the other channels, brother.
Everyone have a good week.
One quick point. I believe college football is starting up, so that's...
Yes. So if you're into college like we are, bro, go watch that. It's starting up this weekend, I think, Greg, right?
Yeah, I think so. Week 0.
Yo, week 0. It's starting out this week, though, because it's before the main week, but it's like the sub week. It's starting this week, bro. So I'm hyped about that. I just can't wait for football in general. It shows that the fall is upon us. Football season is upon us, Greg. It's going to be fun. So I'm ready for that. You're ready for that. We're going to keep talking on here. We're about to make partner, man. And I'll see all you guys next week at 7, man. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Fury fam is out. Yeah. Peace out.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz